Hey everybody, I'm back with another plan with me, and I'm sorry the last one went up so late. I've been a little behind, but I'm hoping to be better about it. But this week I am just, it's getting colder here and it's lovely, so I'm really feeling this poppy kit this week. And I'm really sorry, it's raining here right now. It was just kind of, you know, like a light drizzle, but as soon as I turned that camera on, it just wanted to start pouring, so if you hear that in the background, I'm really sorry. I tried to find a Tombow marker that I thought would go really nicely with this kit, but I really couldn't find anything, and I didn't like any of my mild liners either. So this week I'm just using a Crayola Super Tip. These have no color information on it, so I'm not really sure what this is, but I do know that I got it in the 100 pack that I have. It's not a perfect match, but it's definitely, I think it'll go nicely with it. I'm actually not really sure what to talk about this day. I don't have much going on. I have been thinking about some things that I want to do with the shop recently. I'm finding myself with a good bit of time, so I would like to focus on YouTube and designing more and bringing more items to the shop, and I'm really just trying to figure out what that means for me, what I want my focus to be. I do find that a lot of times I have a tendency to get really excited about stuff, and I can kind of tend to lose focus on other things. And while I don't always consider this to be like a bad thing, sometimes it can just mean that I put too much on my plate. So I'm trying to figure out what's important and what isn't, and just kind of go from there. I've been thinking about, you know, maybe doing pins. My husband actually works for a pin company, so kind of have a bit of a hookup there, so that's nice. And that's not to say that I'll get better pricing or anything, because it's still like his job, and you know, he still has to make money for his boss, but it means it's one less step that I have to do in trying to find someone to make pins for me. So that's kind of nice. I'm not sure if it's something that I will end up doing, but I know it's popular, and it's something that I've definitely been thinking about, probably because of that reason. I have been thinking about doing more videos. Like, I was actually doing this video today because I want to plan another video, or film another video, I guess, later this week. And I was thinking of doing something about how I take my Instagram photos, because I get so many questions about that, and I know I've spent years trying to, you know, figure out how to take good photos. I am not a photographer. I've never really seen myself being great at it. I took photography classes both in high school and in college, so I have a knowledge of it. I don't have a talent for it. So that's where I am. Like, I know the programs and stuff like that, and I think a lot of my, I guess, opinions about my skills also come from when you learn how to do photography, you learn how to do, you know, landscapes. You learn how to take pictures of people. You learn how to take pictures of anything that, like, taking pictures of paper isn't really a thing. You know, trying to get that crisp, clean, white background isn't really something that you learn. And I feel like us in the planner community who are taking pictures of our planner, or, you know, if you're a shop and you're taking pictures of things that you have to sell, you need a slightly different set of skills to be successful at taking pictures for it. It's kind of a challenge to take photos that have a really flat background, and can have a really clean background. I know that most of the time, you know, we tend to do white backgrounds. So that can be kind of difficult. But anyway, I guess my thing is I've come across a few things that I feel are helpful, and it took me years to figure those out. So, I don't know, I thought it would be nice to kind of pass along that knowledge, and it might be fun to do a video. I thought it might be fun just to, I don't know, go outside the realm of playing with meats, because I like these, but I also have a short attention span when it comes to doing something really, really repetitive. And sometimes it's just nice to have another focus to kind of, you know, throw in. I'm always one of those people that just wants another thing to do. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And I didn't remember the dates. I do remember this is the 27th, so I'm just gonna work from here. Can you believe it's almost October? I know I can't. It just, all summer long, all I did was think about how I wanted, you know, fall to be here. And now that the cold weather is here, I'm like, can I have a little bit more warm weather? And I think part of that comes from just today having to start talk about ordering propane. I'm like, oh goody, we get to pay for that again. So that's where I'm at. Alright, I think once again I'm gonna bounce kind of all over the place, because that, I feel like, led to a really kind of concise video last week. So I do think I want to do that again. So I'm going to start with payday on Wednesday. I'm not used to the thickness of this marker. Okay, so I also know that I do want to pay some bills on Wednesday. I know that there are quite a few that are due, because I always try to split up all of our bills between 2 weeks, and that just kind of works for me, because then I'm not paying things kind of individually throughout the month. And then I know on Saturday I want to make sure to have money for my Etsy bill, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to focus on, and I don't think so. So I'm just going to write Etsy here, and then I'm just going to write bills over here. Okay, so I do know that I'm going to want to use that camera icon on my sheet to plan out filming videos, but since I'm also planning on doing a couple of videos this week, I do want to have that other sheet. So I'm going to take this first little camera, and I am kind of regretting, I do think this maybe isn't a perfect color, but I think once I start incorporating more of that purple, I will like it. I did end up choosing more of an accent color, I guess. So that's on me. Alright, so I'm going to put this down, and I want this to be for the Playing With Me video, and then I want to edit and do the thumbnail. And then for Wednesday, I know I want to do the how I edit my photos video. So I do think I'm going to put this here, since it's going to be kind of like a top task for that day. And I'm actually thinking now that I want to use these videos as, or not videos, but these icons as well, because sometimes I put down the camera icon and it's for just taking photos of something for Instagram, and since this is for YouTube, I want to put this here, although I'm just realizing that I didn't actually write that, so I'm just going to stick that one to my nail right now. And I'm trying to think what I want to just shorten this to. I'm just going to write photo video. I'm going to put down my little icon, and I do know I'm really nervous about this video, because I can already tell that there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to have to do that are outside of my current skill set, so I'm really nervous. But I do know that I'm going to have some computer shots I'm going to have set up, and also I'm going to have to fit the screen sharing kind of tutorial in there. And I added equipment to that as well, because I do want to touch on that. And I need to find my, okay, that's my to-do list really quickly. I do know on this day, I do know today that I have to upload last week's video, because I was really behind on that. So I'm thinking I may want this little computer icon here. Let me think about it for a minute. I'm going to think about that, because I feel like I'm going to want that space available for something else. I do know for Wednesday, since that is payday, payday, I'm going to want to call Borns, well, the person who does our propane, about filling our tank. So I'm going to use this little gas icon, just because I don't think I'm going to end up using it for anything else. So I can make sure to call them, and I think I'm going to let that dry for just a second, and I'm going to have to get some sort of idea of what this year's delivery schedule is. Okay, so my camera cut off and I don't know where I left you guys. So I did do propane and I did put down this Etsy sticker for all orders. I think that's probably what would have been cut off. And now for Monday, which is today. Oh, I'm actually really excited because I had a kind of a milestone day today. I just reached 12,000 sales on my Etsy shop, so I did want to put a little sticker down to kind of celebrate that. And I'm going to put this here, and then just write 12,000 sales. And I do think I will probably end up doing something fancy on my shop for that. But I'm also just remembering that I want to upload last week. I'm just going to short that to LW, just for the sake of me knowing that I'm not uploading that. The video that I'm filming today with you guys, I'm not doing all of the work for that tomorrow, or today. I don't know what day it is. So for Tuesday, I am going to want to work on a lot of Etsy orders, because this will probably be the bulk of the work, and then Wednesday will just be finishing it up and going to the post office. So I wrote down invoices, print orders, and inserts, because those are going to be kind of the highlights for the day. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm going to use on this. I do think that tonight will be a just kind of relaxing night. I don't think that there's anything that we're going to do, so I'll probably use the sticker tonight, but we'll see. I do know that tomorrow I am going to want to call about a card that I haven't received. I've been trying to get in touch with them. Well, not in touch with them. I've been able to get in touch with them plenty of times, but I've been trying to get my card for over a month now, but I can't get my account verified, and I'm not sure if I want to use that yellow, like right next to each other, so I am going to wait a minute. I may end up using this like little purple flag header. I do think I may end up doing that. Just lay that down. And I think that way, even though I'm using this yellow, oh gosh, I'm not so sure I want to use that yellow and yellow next to each other. Okay, so I think I decided I'm going to use a sticker off of one of my normal sheets. I think I'm going to use this color, which is a little bit more red, but I think I'm okay with that. It's just a lot of yellow for me, so I just wrote them down really quick. I still may end up changing that. It's looking kind of cluttered to me right now. I will put down Sunday while I'm thinking about it that we will have to do all of the garbages. Make sure that we do like our boxes and recycling, and then office and kitchen garbage. I am thinking I'll just have to bite the bullet and see where I want to put this, and I think I'm going to want it at the top, since that already has kind of a lot of stickers, and I don't want to have it be really busy with anything else. So I think I'm going to keep that up there, and I do think, since I have some work to do from last week's video, I'll put this here, do another line, because I want to make sure that I do Instagram. I'm going to want to post my weekly spreads, and Tuesday. I do think Tuesday is probably going to be mostly filled with getting orders printed and inserts and things like that. And I don't really think that we have much planned tomorrow. So I'm really not sure what to put there. I may end up doing like a cleaning checklist. I'm also kind of wishing I didn't do those two laptops next to each other, so I think I will end up removing that. And while I don't love this space there, I do like the placement of the stickers a little bit better. So Thursday will be another late day. I also think Wednesday will probably end up being a late day as well this week, but since I have that day pretty well planned out, I will have plenty of stuff to fill it with. Not so sure I was in love with that sticker, so I'm just pulling that up. Okay, so I do think Thursday will end up being a laundry day. I'm just gonna put this down right here, and I know that I want to make sure that all of my clothes are done, so I'm just gonna write down closet. Alright, so I also put down towels, bedding, and Piper, because I'm going to want to do her blankets and stuff as well. And I do think I want to move the sticker over a little bit. I think it's a little bit further away than I want. Move that down, and then just do a little arrow down want that. And for Thursday, I do think that I'll probably end up spending a good bit of time like editing videos and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to want to use these stickers just because I have used a lot of laptops. Sorry for the train. Okay, so Thursday's probably going to be a lot of editing. I'm also going to want to do thumbnails. Okay, so I have all of my work to do's down: edit videos, thumbnail, design, and also some test prints that I want to do. I do think for Tuesday, I will end up putting down that I want to do some budgeting. Alright, so I want to do October's budget, and I also want to do my bill calendar so I can see where all of our bills fall and which bills can be paid with which paycheck. And Tuesday I also know that I have a program that I want to use because I want to start doing some sort of newsletter, and since I have no idea how to do any of that software, or use any of that software rather, I would like to figure out how to do that. So I think these pencils will be really cute for that. I'm putting this down because I want to get my mailing list from my website. So I want to get my mailing list, and I also want to start making my newsletter in Publisher. And that's looking pretty full for this week. I do think, now that I'm looking at it, I would like to try to have at least my plan with me uploaded on Thursday. I'm just gonna do down here, down this little YouTube sticker, and then upload plan with me. Since one video I know it's probably going to take a lot of editing and a lot of me looking up like tutorials and stuff like that, I'm actually not sure when I'll get that video up. So I'm just gonna have to kind of wing it. But I'm gonna move this page over right now, and then we're over to this little empty one. Okay, so for Friday, I know I'm going to want to post new releases, and I know I'm gonna want these to go up Instagram and Facebook. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like both of these stickers next to each other, so I'm just going to stick the Facebook one on my pinky right now. I'll see if I like this over here. I don't hate it, so I'm gonna leave it. Okay, I also think I'm going to use one of these little push pin stickers because I do want to do some designing that day. Okay, so I put design day. I want to do stuff for the mini happy planner kits, and I also want to do some more doodles. And then I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up taking one of these little spray bottle stickers because I'll probably end up doing a bit of cleaning at the very least in my office this day. I'll probably also want to do a little bit of decluttering on that day too. So Friday, I'm actually not sure what we're going to end up doing. I'm just going to kind of assume we'll end up doing something for a date night. However, I'm not really sure, but I don't have many issues with pulling these stickers up. So if that ends up not being the case, I can just pull it up and that'll be fine. So Saturday we'll probably end up doing something little for breakfast. I'm not really sure what, but I know I don't want to use the coffee cup that I have pulled, so I think I'll use this one. I think I'm going to leave this here. I'm not really sure. So I do think I'll maybe tighten that up a little bit. Maybe put it a little bit under the banner, and then I will take this and probably tuck it up a little bit to go up there so we can do some grocery shopping. Probably not going to do a whole lot, but we may end up grabbing a couple of miscellaneous things we need from Costco, as well as Hannaford. I'm gonna put this down because I feel like we're probably going to do something for breakfast. Okay. I just had to clear some stuff off my memory card because it was only letting me film for like 2.5 minutes at a time. So I kind of lost track of what I was doing a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So thinking Sunday is probably going to be a cleaning day like usual. And I'm also pulling this out now because I have like a to-do list of my week, but I'm just kind of taking the stuff that's on my to-do list and putting them in places where I feel like they will fit into the week. Nothing is really, except for like work stuff, of course. Some of that is time sensitive, but I'm just trying to come up with a schedule that I like for everything. So I'm still kind of working things out. Nothing really has a harsh deadline. Okay, so I do want to mark that Sunday is Shameless. I know Big Bang Theory is also on, but I don't remember what day that is. I want to say it's either Tuesday or Thursday. I know they usually switch time sometime in the year, but I have no idea what it's starting as. In all honesty, we usually just record it and, you know, catch up on it on our DVR later on. So, yeah, I don't actually know what day it's on. I do know that we're going to have some stuff that we're going to want to do on Sunday outside, but we've been spending the last, I don't know, month or so doing stuff outside, so I really think for the most part we're pretty caught up on that. I don't feel like there's much that we're going to really need to do, so we can probably relax most of that day. I am thinking at some point I would like to do a hot oil treatment for my hair, so I did pull out these stickers and I did them so that the oil bottles kind of align in different places so you can kind of decide. And I do think I want a left side alignment for this week. I actually do think that Sunday is going to end up being a pretty low-key kind of day, and I actually don't think I want to plan anything. So I think I'm going to put down this little pillow sticker, and I'm just going to make it a point to kind of sleep in this day and just relax, maybe do some stuff around the house if needed, but not really, you know, fill the day with lots of to-dos and yard work and stuff like that. And I'm learning that this pen, I'm still using the Pilot G2, doesn't really like to write immediately on a newly put down, like, I guess where the marker was, and even though it doesn't really feel like wet to the touch or anything, it's still, it needs a minute. So if you know, end up using this combination as well, I would recommend that. It's not that it's smearing, it's not feathering or anything, but it isn't laying down ink on the page the way that you would expect your pen to. So that's just an issue that I'm kind of coming across at the moment. I'm just reading Relax and Netflix, and I also know that my husband has a race that he's really looking forward to this weekend, and I have no idea what day it's on, and I technically watch them with him, but I'm not gonna lie, I usually end up falling asleep, so at least I try, you guys. I'm sure you do the same, you know, with your spouse or whatever, that they have shows that they like to watch, and you hang out with them, and if you're not interested, then pick up a book or, you know, do some work or some doodling or crossword puzzle, or in my case, nap. So I do know for the notes section I am going to want to write down some to-dos for this week. I have some projects that I'm working on, but I don't really want to say anything at the moment just because I'm not sure if I'm going to like them, I'm not sure if they're going to end up sticking, I'm not sure if they're even going to make it to the shop, but I have been doing a lot of projects behind the scenes, so we'll see if anything, you know, ends up coming from any of that. I do want to use this little banner sticker again, so I'm going to put this right up here, and then I will put, for some of my habits, I do want to track YouTube because I'm trying to have a larger focus on that going forward, and I just want to make sure that I'm filming and editing and uploading the way I want to. Yay for me, I get to cross something off my list for today. And I also want to work on designing more regularly, and I also want to track my vitamins, because even though I was in a really, really good routine with that for the longest time, I have really stunk with it lately. I try, I guess. And I do think that is all for this week. Like I said, I don't know exactly what we're doing on Saturday, but I do feel like we're probably going to have some breakfast out, and I actually don't know what my to-do list is going to be for the week. I do know some of it, but I'm just going to wait and do that off camera so I can be a little bit more thoughtful, I guess, in what I'm going to end up putting there. So I think that's it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed watching. I hope it wasn't too rambly again, and I look forward to seeing you all next week, and I hope that I see you really, really soon in another video this week. So, bye guys!